Lee Mung wears the number 3, and that's how many times your Washington Mystics have beat the Seattle Storm this season. Now 6 wins in a row at home for the Mystics. Now on the season after beating the Storm, the record stands at 11-8 heading into the All-Star break. Wes Hall along with the coach Jimmy Patsos here on Mystics Postgame Live. Of course, we're going to be joined by Megan Christie and, of course, head coach Eric Thibault as well. But, Coach, you said something magical in pregame that I have to remind people about. Coach said that Brittney Sykes was his first half of the season MVP, and tonight she put up 26 points. Let me look this again. Yes, 26 points tonight in 31 minutes. Coach, what say you about her performance and the team overall in this win?
And that doesn't mean I think she's the best player, because we know this is Elena Deladon's team, but Sykes has been consistent. She stepped up when needed, and tonight was needed.
Yes.
Because Jewel Lloyd, Sarah, our director here, wearing a Notre Dame gold jacket. Jewel Lloyd from Notre Dame had 39 points. What a night in the arena. You get a team win. You get to watch Brittney Sykes have 26 and play fantastic. And not that we like the other team, but 39 with 9 3-pointers.
Yes.
That's a ball game. That's
Absolutely.
a ball game. So it was a fantastic game. The Mystics stuck together. I thought they moved the ball really well. But Sykes had the best energy of the team. And she's been healthy all year. What a great pickup for this organization in the offseason. When you're struggling to get girls that can stay healthy, and Ariel Atkins breaks the record for most 3-pointers in history, but we have to find out how she is now with her ankle. So more players are stepping up. You know, I don't want to go into Kimbrough because we're probably going to have her on. Shatori, who played great off the bench. I think Lee Mung's really showed that she played well over in Australia in the Asian Games. This team is coming along. The bench at 34 points, a great win.
Coach, I appreciate that breakdown. I want to bring in Megan and Chrissy to get their thoughts on this game. And I'm coming to you with this one, Chrissy, because it's quite simple. We're glad that the All-Star break is here. And more importantly, we're glad that the Mystics got a win against a team that they needed to beat in the fashion that they needed to beat them in. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And they had to do it even with Seattle coming right at them with a big fight down the stretch with Jewel Lloyd just coming alive, knocking in all those threes. And they stayed with it. And that is a big deal when you're talking about the mental fortitude with a short bench to be able to hold on and hold the rope down the stretch like that. That's a clutch performance mentally by the team. Forget about all the stats. That's a mental toughness win for Washington to come out on top in the absence of Ariel Atkins, who went down in that first half, but also without the services of Elena Deladon, Shakira Austin, Krista Tolliver, the list goes on and on. But they don't make excuses. And I think that is the beauty of this team. They have waves, they have depth, and they did it mentally. They toughed it out. And you love to see them grind out wins like that, because when those players return and are healthy, the team will be better for it because they fought together in moments like this to get the win here at home.
Megan, you talked about this during the game, but towards the end, 34 bench points for this Mystics team. What lesson did you learn about them tonight that they can hold and hang their hat on coming out of the All-Star break?
Well, remember when I said in pregame my MVPs or my favorite moment was a couple games ago against Indiana with Sykes and Atkins having those standout games and what it does for this team moving forward? Tonight was what it does, because you knew what you were going to get from Sykes. Although Atkins goes down, you know that offensively it's going to sit on their shoulders. But it was the fact that the others stepped up. 34 bench points. When your bench only consists of 4 players, that's something big. When you think of the fact that you get 16 from Walker Kimbrough, 9 from Mung, 6 from Egbo, you get 3 from Harper, but they continue to have the same mentality and the same energy and effort. When one came in off the floor and off the bench and there was that substitution that happened, the one thing that we saw tonight, although there was that moment in the third quarter where Seattle started to come back, but for the most part, all 9 players, whoever was on the floor, they kept the same momentum and the same energy and mindset with whoever they were coming into the game with. That says a lot when you're dealing with injuries, and this is a team that we've seen them struggle when they have leads of 10 or more throughout this season so far going into the All-Star break. Tonight, Seattle made it close. They cut it to 9, and then whatever was said in that timeout by Eric Thibault, something clicked because they put the foot on the throat of the Seattle Storm and took advantage of the fact that they had momentum and did not allow them to get it closer than 9.
Megan, you're absolutely right. You have to close out on those teams, especially in games like this, the last one heading into the All-Star break. Coach Patsos, how important is it to win these type of games when you see them on the schedule and you say, we've got the break coming up and we're fighting the injury bug, we need to get a win tonight?
Look, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And to go out and get 2 in Seattle, remember that was early in the season when everybody's a little healthier and hopes are high. Well, the Mystics went out there and took care of business. Now they're 3-0 versus the Storm. That's just a checkbox. We know the Storm's rebuilding. Jewel Lloyd is the reason she's a 5-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA champion. She dropped 39. 39's a big number.
That's a big number,
That's
no matter what court you play on.
48, okay?
Yeah.
That's 40 minutes. That's a big number. And I think what Megan and Christy said about withstanding little runs or not letting things go down, or I was a little concerned, I got to tell you this, when Atkins got hurt. Yeah. Because sometimes, like Deladon got hurt, it was a 2-point game against the Sun, and, it's hard to keep that momentum. I was a little worried about that emotionally for the team, but yet they came out storming in the second half. Really good performance from everybody, but we got to get healthy.
Coach, you bring up a great point, Chrissy, and it's the same thing. When you talk about the emotional component of the game, what did this team show you about the fact that they didn't let the air out and exhale when Ariel went down with an injury?
Well, you heard from Natasha Cloud when she was speaking with Ariana Freeman at halftime. She said, hey, we've got to pick it up on defense. So I give our grade for defense a C after the first half. So I think what you saw from Washington is pride on the defensive end. And there's a reason why they're second best in defensive rating in the WNBA this year, because they take pride on that side of the court. Now, listen, yes, they have been, they've had injuries. Yes, there have been people in and out of the lineup, but guess what doesn't change? Your effort, your mindset, and your mentality to compete. When you compete at the highest level, there's no accountability that makes sense other than going full on out. And that's what you saw from this Washington Mystics team. You saw no quit. You saw no excuses being made. You saw communication happening on pick and roll actions. You saw more communication on those slips back door that they were getting beaten with in that first half. So I saw corrections that were made after that first half. Lack of effort on the defensive end, up to their standards and accountability on that end and the expectations within that. But in that second half, that third quarter in particular, Megan, that's when they dialed it up on the defensive end to get things going back on track and playing Mystics basketball.
Megan and Christy, we appreciate you both. Thank you so much for a great call today. And of course, if we get a chance to see you out in Las Vegas during the All-Star break, you already know, show some love to your people. But ladies, thanks so much for a great call again. Right now, I want to go courtside with Ariana Freeman, who's standing by with Shatori Walker. Kimbrough, last time I checked, Shatori, you put up 16 points tonight, 2 for 3 from deep. My question to you is about the team effort tonight when it came to closing out this first half of the season with the win. What was your mentality going into this game?
Just being aggressive, just seeing what the team needed, whether that was offensively or defensively or even both. I know like Tosh and Slim are always in my ear about being aggressive, so I just wanted to be able to do that and help them out. Seeing Ariel go down was a heartbreaker, but I knew I had to do whatever I could to step up. Not fill her shoes, but being able to, provide whatever the team needed in that moment.
Shatori, you had 16 points today, but it seems like every game this season you just keep getting better and better. How are you working, or what are your focuses on?
Yeah, like you said, just getting better and better within each game, getting more and more comfortable, and also hearing the feedback from my veterans and Christy Tolliver and Elena Deladon, and even the feedback from my teammates on the court, and then putting the work in after practice and during practice as well.
You guys are getting ready for a nice long break. How good does this win feel heading into All-Star?
It feels great. I think it's a well-needed break, both physically and mentally. Hopefully we get some people back after the All-Star break, but I definitely think it's well-needed for us, for sure.
So some of the things that the fans don't get to see, maybe if they follow you on Instagram, they don't get to see your arrival into ESA and you walking through the tunnel and your outfits and the fits that you have on. Talk to me about your style, your swag, and why is that just so important to you?
I just like to show my uniqueness with the clothes I wear. I like to stay comfortable. And I feel like if I look good, I'll definitely play good. So I kind of like have that mentality when coming into the games.
Okay. So maybe you can style me, or you can style. Oh, wait, let's take a look right here at some of your fits. Hey, this is my favorite one right here. The jacket is tough. Yeah. The green is tough.
I like that one.
Shatori, you don't just put this together. Come on now. You just have that vision.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at these pants. Fly.
I like that.
So do you have a theme for each game? Like, if this one looks like school kid?
Yeah.
You know?
I try to be versatile with the fits. But I like to, like I said, whatever is feeling, I like kind of like look around in my closet, and it kind of like picks me. I don't really pick it.
I like that. Yeah. Look good, feel good, perform well. Yeah. Listen, get me right.
Hey, you're right.
I love it. Ariana Shatori, y'all know the rule. Look good, feel good, play good. I woke up like this, as the ladies say. Nothing wrong with it. Shatori, congratulations again. Enjoy the All-Star break, and we'll see you on the other side, Ariana, as well.
Fantastic effort. Go Terps, my friend Shatori, from their 2,000-point score at Maryland, for the record.
If you didn't know, Coach Patsos knows a thing or two about the Terps, ladies and gentlemen. But I do have to ask you this. First of all, we look good and, we play well. But looking at the way that this team closed out 6 wins in a row at home, we know that coming out of the All-Star break, most of those early games are going to also be here at ESA in D.C. How important is it for this team to be able to lean on that comfort, knowing that when we break, you still get to be here at home?
And, Wes, you and I have talked about this from day one. It's my 4th game doing with you because we don't have all the games, but it's like every week you get a game and you see how the team changes and grows, adapts to injuries. But this is about, can you get home court advantage? Remember, the first round, it's 1 through 8. The seeds, it's regardless of East or West. 1 through 4 gets home. So you want to get a home court advantage because you're playing well at home. Then the Las Vegas Aces, let's put it out there. We're
Strong
going
team.
to Vegas.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the league right now. After that, it's anybody's ballgame. We're beating the Liberty. We had the Liberty, in a close game. Okay, lost in overtime. Can't worry about any of that. We're fine. And now the depth could be the difference when you run into the Aces. But home court, you want to hold serve and get as many home court games as you can because you're playing well here. But 11-8, that's a big asterisk because I have this team being 14-5, really, because you're talking about your most athletic young player going out in Shakira. Elena Deladon, who's, a reason she's an all-star now, 2-time MVP. Sykes was a great pickup. I want to say, who's ever the management who made that decision is great. But the growth of this bench is going to help this team down the stretch, and home court matters.
Indeed it does. Coach Patsos with the breakdown. Well, from one coach to another, how about head coach Eric Tebow, who's at the post-game press conference right now?